About a year ago, no, maybe 2 years ago, I remember I caught myself waking up in the morning and to an alarm to go to work. And the very first words out of my mouth were, fuck me. The alarm was ringing and across the room, so that I had to, you know, physically get up or at least get on the very edge of the feet of my bed and like awkwardly reach over into the distance and turn it off. Or, just actually get up and then turn it off. Because that was the only way I was getting out of bed at fucking 6 in the morning or whatever it was, 5:30. I don't even remember. Had an early start for a job I didn't really enjoy, but yeah, it was literally a wake up call when I realized I actually like it wasn't a it was almost like unintentional. I just like said fuck me, you know? And I realized like, wow, that's the thought that like that's what I wake up to think. I think like I don't want to be here. I want to die, pretty much. Like I didn't want to die, okay? But it was so bad that it was like this sucks. Um and obviously my first thoughts in the morning was, wow, this is rough. So that was kind of how I realized, like now, in hindsight, or more relevant to now, is I wrote down in my very important journal note taking thing that I walk around with everywhere. Leave no thought unchecked. And I'm doing that. I'm actually doing that like a lot more now, but I realized it started about 2 years ago. Damn, I think it's almost been 3 years now. Where on that day where I said those words and I realized, well, I can't wake up in the morning and the first thing that I say, and obviously the first thing that I think is like, wow, I hate this. Like my life sucks. So that was like kind of a turning point, I guess. And now, yeah, I just like whenever something like that comes up, and it really doesn't to the same degree anymore. But whenever something like that comes up, I address it by replacing it with a positive thing, the best of my ability in the moment. And now I'm finding myself waking up in the morning. It's not very consistent. It depends on when I went to bed and all this stuff and how tired I am and if I use an alarm to wake up or not. Generally I'm fortunate enough I don't need an alarm at all for the like 95% of my nights, my mornings. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, now I wake up like more or less. The first thoughts aren't necessarily negative. Maybe my mind is kind of actually blank. Maybe I have a little bit of a residual from the dream I just jumped out of. Maybe actually one morning it was like weird. Like I woke up and I had a extremely positive thought. This was like 3 weeks ago. I woke up and the first thing was like, it was like I don't know, it wasn't words. Actually there were words, but it was like like I'm not religious, but in my head I said God is good for some reason. Like that's the first thing that came up. And I thought like life is good basically. Like I'm looking forward to life. So that was really profound. That's quite the contrast to, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. Fuck me, you know? Fuck me, I hate my fucking life, basically. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it just starts with it really, everything, like everything else in life, with self improvement and just, changing, becoming I guess, mindful person and mindfully changing your life for the better, for what you want, for what you desire. It starts with one thing, and it's mindfulness. Being aware, being present, being aware. You hardly even have to be present. You just have to be aware of something that's happening. Be aware of it. And then the second thing is so powerful, is the intention to change that thing, or the intention to blank. The intention is where I might intend to do something like 5 years ago and I'm only just now doing it, but the intention 5 years ago is what got me to do it now. So I found that's what I've been finding out is like my intention is so powerful, because otherwise in the past I would think, uh, I want to do something. Oh, I can't do that. Or some, I don't know. I never even thought of it consciously. It was just like something comes up, and my immediate like programming, my conditioning is like, I can't do that. Block, just, opportunity. Nope. Pretty much. No thanks. I can't do that. I'm not, not good enough. All this shit, right? Whatever thing is in the way, and it could be multiple things. But anyway, yeah. So intention. Even if I can't do that comes up, it's like actually maybe I could. It gets easier, I guess. Well, I know it gets easier. All right. Peace.